In our world, there are many places that are simply impossible to access, no matter how hard you try. In this video, I invite you to get acquainted with 20 such locations. Enjoy watching. Bahnhof is Sweden's largest provider. The company's executives decided to approach the construction of their data center with maximum creativity. For the location of their equipment storage, they chose a very unusual place, a Cold War-era bunker located under the granite rocks of Vita Park in Stockholm. The military bunker is called Pionen. It is situated about 30 meters deep in the rock. The entrance to the data center is protected by 40-centimeter thick doors. If you think that inside the bunker it might be completely dark and devoid of interior design, you are mistaken. The company's designers managed to create a fantastic space in the underground facility that takes your breath away. Inside Pionen, there are waterfalls and plenty of vegetation. The lighting is designed to give the impression of daylight. But most importantly, the bunker is so secure that it can withstand a direct hit from a hydrogen bomb. The bunker was built during the Cold War and was intended for protection against a nuclear strike. It was abandoned for a long time, but then it briefly housed the WikiLeaks base. Now, more than 1,100 square meters of the bunker belong to the provider Bahnhof. Coca-Cola is a world-famous drink loved by many people on our planet. Coca-Cola was first invented in 1886 by American pharmacist John Stith Pemberton. 2 years later, the Coca-Cola Company was founded by Asa Candler. He decided to use the secret recipe of the carbonated drink as a marketing strategy and to protect the company's intellectual property. Since then, the formula for producing Coca-Cola has remained a closely guarded secret. Amazingly, the company created a real vault where the very recipe for the carbonated drink is stored. It should be noted that it is guarded as much as any military or banking facility. Until 2011, the recipe was kept in SunTrust Bank. Now the vault is located in Atlanta, on the territory of the World of Coca-Cola Museum. Unlike other museum exhibits, the vault is always closed and separated from the general exhibition by a special barrier. Museum visitors are allowed only to look at this safe from a distance, but entry is strictly prohibited. The recipe, passed from Pemberton to Candler, and then to Ernest Woodruff and a group of investors, was written down on paper only in 1919 as collateral for a loan taken by Woodruff and his partners to buy the company. However, rumors persist to this day that there is no secret ingredient in this drink, and that the whole story, including the creation of a special vault for storing the recipe, is nothing more than a marketing strategy. In 1961, construction began on an underground bunker in the vicinity of Colorado Springs, Colorado, belonging to the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD. The site chosen for the shelter was Cheyenne Mountain, which stands about 2,900 meters above sea level. The construction of the bunker lasted for nearly 6 years. During this time, at least 453,000 cubic meters of rock were excavated. In February 1966, the facility was commissioned and named the Doomsday Bunker. The bunker is located 610 meters deep within Cheyenne Mountain. It consists of 3 main tunnels and 4 additional intersecting ones. To reinforce the rock, 115,000 anchor bolts were used. Inside the tunnels, there are 15 multi-level metal structures mounted on 1,319 huge springs, each weighing 450 kilograms. This design choice gave the entire bunker structure resistance to the seismic effects of a nuclear bomb explosion. At the very center of the bunker is the 3-level NORAD Command Center. During its operation, the shelter also housed a dining hall, hospital, pharmacy, fitness center, and even a barber shop. For over 30 years, this complex continued to function, and now it remains in a state of hot standby. Although the U.S. authorities have never concealed the existence of the NORAD bunker, entry remains closed to unauthorized individuals. The Global Seed Vault, also known as the Doomsday Vault, is located in the Svalbard archipelago in the northernmost part of Norway in the Arctic Ocean. As you might have guessed from the name of this facility, it is designed to store seeds in case of a global catastrophe, where there would be too little or no vegetation left on our planet. Construction of the seed vault began in 2006 and continued for 2 years. Now the facility is fully operational and boasts a collection of 900,000 different seed varieties. The global seed vault is located inside one of the island's rocks at a depth of 120 meters. Inside the facility, there are 3 large chambers with a total capacity of over 2 billion seeds. The entrance to the vault is equipped with ultra-strong doors capable of withstanding the most powerful explosions. All 3 chambers are also protected by double blast-proof doors. All samples in the collection are placed in sealed envelopes, which are additionally packed in 3-layer hermetically sealed zip bags. For optimal seed storage, a constant temperature of 18 degrees C is maintained inside the chambers, and the oxygen content is minimized. The Svalbard archipelago was chosen for the vault for a reason. The main reason is its remoteness, and it is unlikely anyone would want to use nuclear weapons to attack this area. But even in that case, the design and location of the seed vault are such that it can withstand a nuclear attack. Access to the Doomsday Vault is completely closed to all outsiders, but since 2023, a virtual tour of the facility has been available, allowing anyone to take a look at the seed storage. The 5-star Greenbrier Resort Hotel is located in a picturesque area among natural mineral springs in the Allegheny Mountains in West Virginia. This place is very popular among tourists. The hotel complex is known not only for its luxurious rooms, but also for the government bunker in its basement, which was considered top secret during the Cold War. The Greenbrier Resort achieved success as early as the early 19th century. Even then, it was visited by the most influential families in America, presidents, and politicians. Therefore, in 1858, the first hotel was built on its grounds. Many people wanted to relax in the scenic area, so in 1922, the old hotel was demolished, and the construction of a large hotel complex with majestic architecture began in its place. During the Cold War, many Americans began equipping bomb shelters in the basements or yards of their homes. At that time, the U.S. government seriously considered building a bunker. The Greenbrier Resort was chosen for this purpose. Its location among the mountains seemed ideal. As a result, by 1961, the nuclear bunker, with an area of 112,000 square feet, was ready to accommodate members of the U.S. Congress and their families. Its capacity was a maximum of 1,000 people, and there were enough supplies of food and water for 60 days. For comfortable and safe accommodation, the bunker was equipped with sleeping quarters, a hospital, a kitchen, and a meeting hall. Amazingly, even the Greenbrier Hotel staff did not know about the existence of this shelter for 30 years. In 1992, journalists from the Washington Post learned about the project and released an exposé. After that, the bunker was decommissioned. Mormons are followers of the religious organization, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mormons believe that all people are spiritual children of God. These people have a unique worldview and try not to spread information about the sacraments of their faith. The Mormons have their own secret vault. It is located in the state of Utah and is called Granite Mountain, primarily because it is situated inside a mountain. This might sound intimidating. Why would modern religious figures create their sacred places in caves? But the Mormons themselves claim there is nothing dangerous about it. They say they lead a secluded lifestyle, which is why their vault is located in an uninhabited place. To prove this, they sometimes allow virtual tours of their complex. At least 50 people work inside the vault. Their main duties include digitizing and archiving valuable documents. In particular, the world's largest collection of genealogical information, which the Mormons have been gathering since the 1930s. Additionally, the archive stores materials that the church sees as key to church operations, leadership, and history. In the miniature state of Vatican City, Located within the Italian city of Rome, there is one of the most mysterious archives in the world. Until 2019, this place was called the Vatican Secret Archive, but it was later renamed the Vatican Apostolic Archive. The archive was established under Pope Paul V in 1610, but the collection began to be compiled much earlier. Now, the archive consists of hundreds of thousands of various valuable documents and books. The total length of the shelves in the Vatican archive is 85 kilometers. Now you understand how many documents are stored there. Interestingly, the archive is not a state institution. The ownership of all documents belongs only to the Pope as long as he occupies the Holy See, after which the archive passes to the next pontiff. The Vatican archive is called secret for a reason. Access to it is indeed restricted. Until the 19th century, almost no one was allowed in, but now the situation has changed slightly. Access to the archives is granted to scholars and historians, but before they can enter this repository, they must submit an application and complete the necessary paperwork. The Vatican checks each person wishing to visit the archive. Reporters and journalists are not allowed to visit this place. Additionally, visitors to the archive are prohibited from bringing cameras, mobile phones, and ink. It is said that the secret archives contain documents confirming the existence of aliens and even a time machine. So it's not surprising that access to this collection is restricted. Tesla became the first manufacturer of lithium-ion battery-powered cars. Their first electric car was produced in 2008, and this idea quickly gained popularity among people. This is primarily because such cars do not pollute the environment with exhaust gases. As of 2024, Tesla has 7 factories worldwide. They specialize in the development of electric cars, lithium-ion batteries, and other innovative products. Gigafactory Nevada is the largest factory in the world. Its area is about 500,000 square meters. The facility operates around the clock, and at least 10,000 people work there. Gigafactory Nevada was designed to rely entirely on natural energy and not pollute the environment. For this purpose, solar panels and wind energy sources were installed. All Tesla factories are equipped with the most modern equipment. Looking at their photos, it can be noted that Tesla not only implemented the most innovative technologies in production, but also paid a lot of attention to the design of their factories. They look like factories from the future. Moreover, the company ensures that all technologies and production methods remain protected. Therefore, all factories are equipped with various security systems and are located far from populated areas. Arguably one of the most secure prisons in the world is the super maximum security correctional prison ADX Florence, located near the town of Florence in Colorado. This place is intended to house the most heinous and violent criminals. Currently, it holds some of the most notorious serial killers and criminals of our time. The prison was built in 1994 after an incident in which prison staff were murdered by inmates at Marion Prison in 1983. At that time, the U.S. authorities decided to create a prison with a special security regime for the most dangerous criminals. Florence is also known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies because it also has super maximum security status, making escape impossible. Heavily armed patrols and huge gun towers monitor every movement of the inmates, and high walls with barbed wire prevent any attempts to escape. All inmates are allowed to be outside for only 1 hour a day. For this, a special enclosed area is equipped. The inmates' cells measure 2 by 3.5 meters, and all furniture inside is securely fixed to the floor. This prison is designed so that every inmate is under constant surveillance. Some criminals admit that they would prefer the death penalty over being held in ADX Florence. The White House is not only the official residence of the President of the United States, but also one of the most recognizable landmarks in Washington, D.C. Every year, at least 1.25 million tourists visit this building. The White House's simple and classic design might give the mistaken impression that it lacks security. In reality, this is far from the truth. The US President's residence can accommodate 5,000 visitors daily, but getting inside the White House is not as easy as it might seem. First, a visitor must fill out a form with their passport details and then submit an application to visit. The application must be submitted no earlier than 21 days before the intended visit date. Upon arrival at the White House, all visitors must present government-issued photo ID and undergo a security screening for prohibited items. These security measures apply only to public tours, but there are other means of protecting the president's residence. For example, airplanes are prohibited from flying even in the vicinity of the White House, and security service and police patrol the area around and inside the building around the clock. The building's territory is fenced with a 3-meter-high fence topped with barbed wire and surveillance systems. Thus, entering the president's residence is only possible after obtaining the appropriate permission. Any other attempts are strictly prohibited. After the end of the Korean War in 1953, the authorities of South and North Korea decided to create a demilitarized zone, a kind of symbol of temporary reconciliation. The DMZ runs across the entire Korean peninsula along the border between South and North Korea. Its length is 241 kilometers, and its width is 4 kilometers, with 2 kilometers on each side from both countries. On the South Korean side of the DMZ, there are mountains, hills, and valleys. Some sections even have settlements, whose residents are supported by the government with various benefits. On the North Korean side, the DMZ looks different. There are also settlements, but they were created for propaganda purposes, not to support citizens. South Koreans know that all these settlements are just a facade. Special people walk the streets of North Korean settlements, simulating the local population, and lights in the windows of houses are turned on at specific times. In South Korea, there are several observation posts where tourists can watch what is happening in the DMZ. There are also some sections open to visitors. However, the main part of the zone is closed to visitors, and entry is strictly prohibited. The entire DMZ is guarded by armed soldiers. In addition to the barbed wire fence, this buffer zone also has a minefield that stops people trying to leave the country or cross the border. Buckingham Palace is the headquarters and residence of the British royal family. For this reason, the security of this building is at a very high level. Traditionally, the monarch and his official residences are protected by soldiers from the Royal Guard. They are easily recognizable by their red and black uniforms and tall bearskin hats. Incidentally, anyone can attend the changing of the guard ceremony. Thus, almost anyone can visit the grounds of Buckingham Palace, but entering the private rooms of the monarch is simply impossible. However, there are known cases in history when some daring individuals managed to do so. Currently, Buckingham Palace has 775 rooms, but the royal family occupies only a small portion of them in the north wing. The residence also includes a swimming pool, a post office, a medical office, a jewelry workshop, and much more necessary for the monarch's comfort. The palace complex is surrounded by a 4-meter-high fence equipped with motion sensors and surveillance cameras. Additionally, the palace is guarded by police units and the Royal Guard. Despite this, throughout the history of the residence, there have been numerous attempts to illegally enter the Queen's quarters. Perhaps the most famous successful case occurred in 1982. Returning home from a bar while intoxicated, a man named Michael Fagan decided to visit the Queen. Amazingly, he managed to do so, not once, but twice. Of course, the intruder was punished, but in addition, after this incident, the palace's security system was reviewed and improved. Switzerland is known not only for its excellent chocolate, delicious cheeses, and quality watches. This country is also famous for its banks. Now, Switzerland is moving to a new level by opening private vaults. All of them are deep in the Alpine Mountains and are ready to guarantee their clients complete security and data confidentiality. Some vaults continue to accept money, securities, and gold, while others have moved to a new level and provide protection for digital currencies. The owner of one such vault, Wences Casares, said that he equipped a former military bunker as a cryptocurrency vault. Now, this facility fully meets all banking security standards and has many clients. Of course, its exact location and the amount stored there are not disclosed. It is only known that the vault is located in the Swiss Alps. Since cryptocurrency is not physical, these vaults contain not the money itself, but the keys that provide access to the assets. It is almost impossible for any hacker to hack them because the team of owners develops their protection methods daily and anticipates the possible actions of virtual intruders. The vault of the Federal Reserve Bank is considered the largest gold repository in the world. It is located in the underground part of the Federal Reserve Bank building in Lower Manhattan, New York. It holds about 25% of all the world's gold bars, which is 5,620 metric tons of precious metal. The total value of this wealth is at least $260 billion. Undoubtedly, the vault contains gold belonging not only to the USA, but also to 28 central banks of other countries. At the same time, the US share is only 5% of the total volume. The vault was built in 1924. Its foundation is a granite rock covered with a thick layer of concrete. This allows for stacking a large number of bars on top of each other without fear that the foundation will not withstand such a load. The entrance to the main vault is a metal arch. It is about 2 meters high and weighs 140 tons. The lock is a 90-ton cylinder that provides complete sealing inside the vault. Interestingly, if a person were inside this room with the door closed, the air would only last for 3 days. Despite the fact that many banks have now adopted modern methods of vault protection, the Federal Reserve Bank decided that the mechanical protection installed during the years of construction is much more reliable than modern ones. But, of course, the video surveillance system and security have not been canceled, so an outsider can never penetrate this place. Did you know that on our planet there is a country with a population of only 23 people? If not, then meet the Principality of Sealand. Of course, to be precise, it is an unrecognized state, but more impressive is the territory on which Sealand is located. And it's not deserts, mountains, or islands. It's an ordinary sea platform. In 1942, the British Navy installed several sea platforms in the North Sea. Most of them housed anti-aircraft guns, and some served as garrisons. After the end of World War II, almost all of them were destroyed, but the platform called Ruff's Tower remained intact because it was located outside British territorial waters. In 1966, retired British Army Major Paddy Roy Bates, along with a friend, decided to build an amusement park on the abandoned platform. However, after some time, the friends quarreled, and Bates decided that Ruff's Tower would belong only to him. His friend tried to contest this, but the Major did not want to let anyone onto the territory and fired rifles whenever he saw someone approaching his platform. As a result, Bates decided not to build an amusement park and stayed to live on Ruff's Tower. Moreover, on September 2, 1967, he announced the creation of a sovereign state and proclaimed himself Prince Roy I. Of course, this caused many disputes and legal battles, but Ruff's Tower continues to exist, having its own government, coat of arms, and flag. In 2000, Prince Michael of Sealand signed a contract with the British company Haven Co. Limited, which was supposed to place its hosting in Sealand. In return, the government of the self-proclaimed state promised to ensure the company's inviolability. However, nothing came of this, and Haven Co. was liquidated. In June 2006, there was a major fire on the platform, but by November of the same year, everything had been restored. So, the Sealanders continue to live on the territory of their unusual home. Iron Mountain is an American company specializing in corporate information management services. Their data center and archive are located in a former limestone mine in Boyers, western Pennsylvania. The area of this facility is about 158,000 square kilometers. The Iron Mountain Data Center can be called a real underground city, consisting of 22 levels. Hundreds of metal doors and armed guards reliably protect a vast amount of government documents and confidential data from the largest international organizations, as well as original photographs and recordings of famous musical hits. Interestingly, Bill Gates's Corbis photo collection, Princess Diana's will, and even Charles Darwin's will are stored in this archive. The first documents arrived at this storage facility in 1954, and in 1998 it was acquired by Iron Mountain. The company has taken maximum care of the security of its archive. The underground city is reliably protected from man-made disasters and natural calamities. The storage facility is equipped with its own power supply system, water and air purification systems, and even a fire brigade. But most importantly, this structure can withstand even a nuclear bomb explosion. About 3,000 people work in the Iron Mountain storage facility, and about 500,000 personal computers and 20,000 servers are used to store data. Fort Knox is a U.S. military base. Previously, the building was used as a tank school, and now it belongs to the American Army. This place is considered one of the most protected not only in the USA, but also in the entire world. And it's not just because it's a military base. First and foremost, Fort Knox is the storage site for the country's gold reserves. The history of this facility began back in 1936. Large gold storage facilities used to be located in New York and San Francisco. Storing gold in large cities near the ocean was not safe. Moreover, in the early 1930s, the U.S. government conducted a forced purchase of gold from the population, and such a quantity of precious metal needed to be stored somewhere. Therefore, it was decided to build a separate building for this purpose. Now Fort Knox is located in the northern part of Kentucky. There are no roads or railways near it. There are also no settlements near Fort Knox. Around the light two-story building, there is only a field with low grass and 3 rows of fences. The storage itself is located under the main building. Its walls are made of granite covered with concrete, and the entrance to the room is protected by a door weighing 22 tons. To get inside, you need to enter a code consisting of several parts. These parts of the code are held by different people. There is no one in the world who knows the entire code. In addition to all this, the entire territory of Fort Knox is equipped with a huge number of various sensors and security systems, including patrol helicopters and even tanks. Not even U.S. presidents can get inside. Inside the Fort Knox storage, there are 4,177 tons of gold bars, which is about $295 billion. To transport such a quantity of precious metal to another location, at least 20 Boeing 737s would be required. I think now you understand why this place is considered one of the most protected in the world. Area 51 is the name given to a highly classified U.S. Air Force base at the Nevada Test and Training Range. There are many legends about this place. According to them, the base houses numerous objects that not only prove the existence of aliens, but also their contact with humanity. All these stories originated after 1989 when a former Area 51 employee, Bob Lazar, claimed that inside the hangars of the military base, there were at least 9 flying crafts of extraterrestrial origin. Moreover, according to Lazar, he, along with other engineers, participated in test flights on them. It is impossible to verify whether such stories are true because access to Area 51 is absolutely forbidden. The military base and its activities are highly classified. For many years, the facility did not appear on maps, and although it was within the boundaries of the Nellis Air Force Range, the road leading to the facility was hidden. Now the military base is surrounded by thousands of acres of desert landscape. Of course, there are no settlements nearby. The airspace over this place is securely guarded, so even with the help of drones, you are unlikely to see what is happening there. The entire territory is fenced with several barriers equipped with thousands of motion sensors, video cameras, and other security systems. The buildings have no windows, so even the base's employees can see only what their specific unit is working on. The only way to catch a glimpse of the runway lights of Area 51 is to undertake a difficult climb to Tikaboo Peak, located 42 kilometers from the facility. Interestingly, the US government denied the existence of this military base until 2013. According to official data, the development and testing of experimental aircraft and US weapon systems take place in Area 51. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the most famous mystical places on our planet. This is because anomalous phenomena involving the mysterious disappearance of ships and airplanes have regularly occurred and continue to occur within its territory. The Bermuda Triangle refers to an area in the Atlantic Ocean located between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. Its total area is just over 1 million square kilometers. That's a lot, isn't it? Therefore, it's not surprising to many that shipwrecks and air crashes happen in this zone. However, some people, particularly conspiracy theorists, believe that extraterrestrial intelligence, rather than natural forces, is to blame for these tragedies. They associate this with the fact that many maritime and airborne vessels disappear in the Bermuda Triangle in a mysterious way. For example, the American warship Pickering, which had 90 people on board. This disappearance occurred back in 1800, but the fate of these people remains unknown. In reality, there are many explanations for the Bermuda Triangle anomaly, from aliens to unknown magnetic fluctuations. But scientists believe that frequent shipwrecks in the Bermuda Triangle zone occur due to changing weather conditions and landscape complexities. One way or another, the Bermuda Triangle continues to be one of the most enigmatic places on our planet. And that's all from me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your engagement is the best reward for me. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.